Okay, today I'm going to run through some network diagnostics with you. Um, you may be facing a situation where you have no internet connectivity, so you phone your broadband provider, Sky, BT, whoever, and the guy goes, "Oh, have you run any diagnostics? Any local diagnostics?" Well, what does he mean? He means basically he means, have you checked your router? Have you checked your local area network for connectivity? Can you access those devices? For someone who doesn't have a lot of networking experience or knowledge, this can be quite beneficial. So I'm just going to run through a few things first with you, just to get the basics under the belt. So, a local area network. What's a network? A network is is a system comprised of host devices that talk to each other. Share information. The network, has its. There's many different types. There's a local area network, a wide area network. Typically, your home network is classed as a LAN, a local area network, and the internet is classed as WAN, wide area network. So, some more detail. So basically we want to go to the Open Network Sharing Center, and you can access it like that, or you can access it from Control Panel, doesn't matter, either way. And we want to basically, so here we have a diagram of a topology. Well, it's not really a topology, but a basic diagram showing connectivity between you and the internet. You, LT, well, that's me, and your router, Home 1C, and the internet. So from here, your PC to the router is local connection. From the router to internet, router to internet is a public internet connection. So basically, we've got connection to the internet here, showing us that. Take this with a pinch of salt, because I've had experiences where the connection to the internet is shown as up when in actual fact it's down, and I've had to verify it otherwise, but I'll show you that later on in the video. So let's go into our wireless adapter. Okay, so you may be connected to your network in one of two ways. You have a wireless connection like I am, or you may have a wired connection. If you had a wired connection, it would be local area connection adapter, blah blah blah, whatever it's called, and you just click it the same way. Basically, it's similar. The basics of it is similar. So let's run through these values. IP connectivity, Ipv4 connectivity, internet. So So what's Ipv4? Ipv4 is a type of address. Your computer and all hosts that connect on the internet have an IP address. There are two versions of IP address. I'll explain what Ipv6 means in a minute. But Ipv4 is the first type of IP address, believe it or not, even though it says version 4. And it allows you to basically talk to different things on the network and over the internet. What can I use to explain? Okay, so basically, think of your street and house numbers. When the postman comes to deliver your mail, so like the network tries to deliver traffic to you, to your computer, or sends traffic from the internet, the postman would deliver that information, that letter, to your house. He has a reference point because your house is numbered along the street. Just like the computers are numbered in the network, they're numbered with an address, So Ipv4 connectivity, we have internet access to that. Ipv6 is the newest format of IP addresses. Basically, because Ipv4 addresses are running out publicly, the guys who developed the standards for internet connections and blah 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 have developed Ipv6, which I think from memory can hold about I'm not going to say I think it's 100,000 times more addresses than we currently have, or 100 billion, whatever. So basically there's a lot more IPv6 addresses. We don't have no network access. We have no network access rather, because I'm not using IPv6 locally to connect to my network. Media state, self-explanatory. Our wireless network adapter is enabled. SSID, SID, Home 1C. Basically that's the name of my wireless network. The name of your wireless network would appear here. Duration, so I've been connected for 2 hours and 21 minutes. Speed, the speed at which my wireless router is providing me information, so 65 megabits per second. Don't get that confused with megabytes. Megabytes, a byte is 8 bits basically, so a lot more information than so 65 megabytes would be a lot more than what megabits is. Signal quality, Microsoft measures the wireless signal strength with an algorithm and displays the result here. It's not always accurate. At the moment it probably is, because I'm in the furthest reach of my house, far away from the router where it's quiet. Okay, so down here, activity. So we have sent bytes. We have sent information onto the network. We've sent 10.666 million bytes on the network, and we've received 385 million. So don't worry too much about that. Details. So this is a lot more in-depth detail of your network connection. So as I said before, we have an IPv4 address. 192.168.0.72 is an IPv4 address. Subnet mask, IPv4 subnet mask, basically tells devices which network to send to. You know, there's more of an explanation to it than that, but that's the basic gist of it for basic network understanding. Lease obtained. So our address was assigned by a DHCP server. It's enabled. Yes, we are configured to receive a DHCP address, dynamic host configuration protocol address, from our server, which in this case is our router. So the lease obtained. So when we are assigned address, we're assigned a lease with that address, so we can lease it for a certain time, typically 12 hours. Can vary, vary for each network. Before I go on, physical address. So your physical address is hard coded into your adapter, your wireless adapter, or your local area connection adapter. What this is allows local network talk. So when your two local devices, two PCs, want to talk to each other on the network, and they're on the same network, they'll use the MAC address, physical address, to talk to each other. Okay, so we have default gateway, which is basically our router. This is the gateway to the internet, which is why it's called default gateway. Any information that's destined for the internet will get sent to the router, and the router will deal with it. It will either send it on or send it to where it needs to go. IPv4 DHCP server, we've explained that. IPv4 DNS server, domain name system server. So what this is again, it's our router. Our router is resolving host names. So rather than having an IPv4 address, a device may have a host name. It's just easier to talk to and keep track of. That server resolves host names to IP addresses. So if, for instance, you wanted to talk to a device named PC1, providing there's an entry in a DNS server for PC1, the DNS server will see that you want to talk to PC1, and it will tell you that PC1 is on address 192.168.0. whatever. IPv4 Win server, don't worry. NetBIOS, don't worry. Sorry. Link local IPv6 address, don't worry, because we're not using it. A link local address is always assigned by default. You don't need to know about that. Okay, so now we've got a basic understanding of how our network works and what's the components involved. Let's do some troubleshooting. So what we're going to do just for now is we're going to verify connections to our router. Basically this will tell us